So, U.S. President Donald Trump is in London, along with other heavyweights from Europe. It's the anniversary of NATO, that security alliance put together during, I think, towards the end of the Second World War, as it were. So, he's the biggest, one of the big guests in London to speak. The French President Emmanuel Macron is there, and a few others. So, I'm wondering whether they are making the big splash in the UK media today. Aside the Brexit and the UK elections, let me ask Juliana Olayinka, what's grabbing the headlines this morning? Juliana, what's right in your face, dinner time, primetime television, yesterday and this morning? What are you seeing? What are you guys feeding on? Good morning.
Good morning, Bosun. Well, it's a really tense time in Britain. Of course, as you said, the election is just 9 days away. It's very cold. A lot of people are preparing for Christmas. And of course, we had that brutal terror attack on Friday. Nobody wanted it to be politicised, but of course, it's become a big political campaign event for both parties, the Conservative and the Labour Party. And it's brought old standing tensions in the UK right into the top of the agenda. As you said, the biggest story at the moment is that the US President Donald Trump landed in London yesterday for the 70th NATO anniversary. He will be joined by several other heads of NATO government. There are planned protests today at Buckingham Palace, where he will meet the Queen at 3 p.m. And then later this evening, he will be hosted by the Prime Minister Boris Johnson at Downing Street. Now, because of what's happened over the past couple of days, the Conservatives' double-digit poll lead has actually dwindled. Labour are gaining some really serious ground. So Boris Johnson knows that he has to be exceptionally careful with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a polarising figure here in the UK. Of course, we know that Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, is the one who led all of those commemorations for the two victims yesterday. And the last time Donald Trump was here, he berated him. So Boris Johnson doesn't seem to have any plans for a joint press conference or a statement. This is a big NATO celebration, but it's pretty under the wraps at the moment because, of course, the Conservatives want all eyes and attention to be on the general election next Thursday.
A quick one. I know we have just about a minute, so let's just go straight. I love the Black Friday story and the loan sharks. What's the story around here? Do you have more flesh on this for us? Who looks like when it is Black Friday, folks tend to unzip their purses and perhaps take on more additional debt?
Well, yes, loan sharks, you know, in the UK, it is quite easy to access loans, whether you do it the traditional way, the untraditional way, or with loan sharks. And not a lot of people access them. But, you know, in times of great need, like Christmas, when people are desperate to put something underneath the tree, these are where the most vulnerable people in the UK are attracted. They usually go around schools, around certain areas. And these are people who are acting alone. They have lots of cash. They give it to you. But the UK government are warning people not to get involved with them. Over the last weekend with the 4 days and yesterday, Cyber Monday, there are concerns that many people have turned to loan sharks. So there are government bodies in place warning people not to use them.
Okay. Juliana, I'm sure you Britishers want a pound of flesh from Volkswagen as far as Dieselgate was concerned. In 10, 20 seconds, are you one of those who wants that pound of flesh, pound of money?
I don't own a VW, actually, but there are hundreds of thousands of people that do in the UK. There's a court case going on about the emission scandal, or Dieselgate, as it was called 4 years ago. VW have already paid out $25 billion to the US, and now it's the UK's turn. And Volkswagen are in court vehemently denying that the cheating devices were put into UK vehicles.
Okay. Thank you so much, Juliana, for being here this morning on Business Morning. Lunchtime, don't forget 1:30 with Chimezie Obiwuagwu on Business Incorporated. Thank you.